work. The XBot pushed through an update.
Oh,
Update? Oh, hold on. They had pushed through an update that like disabled all our YouTube connections.
So annoying. You know,
I was like, WTF?
I mentioned this to you, but I told Brad this.
I was like, are you kidding me?
Every time you'd have to cut and paste the little like
yeah,
lengthy link because it was unique every time.
Oh my.
It was so annoying.
There we go. Okay, should be in.
I'll do it.
Okay, otherwise you want that one.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. I don't mind doing it. I just hate when I feel like it.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah, you totally get it. And you guys do a ton with this stuff. I'm going to make sure this.
Got it?
Okay, now it looks like it's connected. Our AV club is hard at work this morning. Somebody listening, maybe named Brad, if you could, do you mind if I move this to center ice?
If it works, sometimes it...
I'm guessing we're going to be in their offensive zone more.
Yeah,
let me try it. We are trying to move to center ice or closer to it because I think there's going to be a lot of action in the offensive zone for the Edina Hornets. There we go. Now we're pretty much close to center ice. You see the Woodbury team over on the far side of the rink circling up. Our Edina Hornets are circling our net, getting ready. We have Coach Rasmussen, Coach Haran, and Coach Jungles right in front of us. We've also got a special visitor today in the form of an alum of the Edina Hornets program, Hannah Halverson's mother, who has a daughter playing for the Wisconsin Badgers, who are in town to play against the UMD Bulldogs later today. Here we go. We got Craigness on the draw, Cohen, and Ballard to start the game. Back to Amy. Amy over to Helfrich. Helfrich back to Amy. Up the sideboards. That gets into the zone. We come up with that one. Cohen. Cohen enters the zone. Moving in. Works it down to herself. We're now back on a regular sheet of ice. Yesterday we were playing on an Olympic sheet, which is a little different. Craigness behind Ballard circling, fires. Ooh, almost goes in off the goalie's shoulder, and the post. Long shot from Amy. Big rebound. Woodbury comes up with that. Helfrich keeps that in. Back down to Cohen. Cohen chips to Craigness. Craigness dangles. Fires. Goalie gobbles that up. 41 seconds into the game. That should be our third shot on goal. Sauter, Boylan. Mal are on the ice. Levy, Chapman behind him. Here we go. Offensive zone faceoff. Sauter wins that one back to Mal. Mal works it down low. Boylan zips towards it. She's fighting like mad behind the net there. Ooh, out to Sauter in front. Sauter dangles around. Out to Kenzie Levy out at the point. Long shot. That's glove. That's our fourth shot here. It's nice and quiet in this rink. You can hear every conversation. Sauter wheels. Continues the wheeling. Fires. Long shot. That one goes just wide. Mallory comes out. Mallory retreats again. Dangles around a few. Fires. Here comes Woodbury trying to come out of the zone. That one gets tossed towards the goal again. We're going to have a change of our forwards. Olive Witherspoon on the draw with Nedry, Newcomb, Levy and Chapman on the D. Looks like Witherspoon just got thrown out of the face-off circle. Newcomb goes in. Newcomb wins that one back. Out to Levy. Levy works it back down low. Quick set play. Out to Olive. Oh, she centers it. Nobody home. Splits our D. Woodbury gives chase. Chapman back there. Nice breakup pass to Nedry. Nedry chips it forward. Woodbury comes up with that one. Can't quite clear the zone. Nedry's there to create some trouble for them. This gets worked back in. Here comes Woodbury from left to right in front of us. A little body contact. Witherspoon takes somebody out. I think a penalty's getting called on number 3, Olive Witherspoon. A little ticky-tack there, in my humble opinion. 13:05. Shots are left in the first frame. Witherspoon's in the bench, or in the box, I should say, the sin bin, here at the Duluth Entertainment and Convention Center, the deck. Craigness is out there on the draw, along with Cohen. We got the penalty slowly getting on the clock. Lots of stress when you're sitting in the penalty box. I can overhear them debating about how to get it added. There's a debate going on about how do you add a penalty. They're doing great. I can give you the play-by-play of this, too. It looks like 2 college-age students probably making some bucks here. They're debating. Here, and we just had somebody, a non-parent, maybe, I'm not sure who this is, but he just explained, here's how you do it. There we go. The penalty box attendants are both being fueled by 2 strawberry acais with light ice, it appears, from Starbucks. The venti version, both of them. Here we go. Coming up to the top. Woodbury works around. Pretty disciplined on their power play so far. Smart decisions. They keep possession. Little weird carom off that far side. Shot on net from the poor angle. This gets out to the point. They fire. That one misses left. Lex chips that away from the goal. They try to fire. Oh, looks like they're pulling their goalie. Cross check here against Edina. Looks like they've decided to call some penalties after calling virtually nothing in the last game. Amy heads to the sin bin as well. We're going to have 1 minute and 22 seconds of 3-on-5 hockey early in this game. 12:27 on the clock. Sauter jumps out. Sauter, Craigness, and Helfrich. You're the one who fell. 5-on-3 here. Play smart. Got to play smart. Long shot. Lex gloves that one. No problem. One minute and 13 seconds remaining in the 2-man advantage. Woodbury tries to win that one back. Sauter chips that out. That might be an icing. No icing. They wave it off. That's finally a good call from this official. Ella chases it down. Now we retreat out of the zone, trying to create some space for ourselves. They almost get a hold of that one. Alfred tries to work that out. It's up at the point. It's right in front of our net. Lex tries to glove that. Knocks it aside. Up to Sauter on the near side boards. Craigness activates, trying to create some offense on a 5-on-3. Now that one gets flung over. Good job creating some pressure so that they were panicked. Helfrich knocks that all the way down. Looks like we've got Mal, Sweetser, and Levy out there. Just barely stays in. Opportunity for the Woodbury Predators. That gets knocked aside. Goalie comes out to play it. We got about 10 seconds remaining in the two-person advantage. Mal fights off a check. Makes her way back. That's an icing. You got Newcomb and Witherspoon out there now, with Sweetser and Levy on the backside. Ten minutes and 54 seconds remaining in this first frame. Olive gets a little opportunity here on the way down. Works it over to Newcomb. Newcomb fires. Good save by the goalie. Still a 5-on-4, guys, for another 14 seconds. Woodbury works it down low. Nedry's ready to jump out. Nedry wisely hangs out behind the D. Olive tries to work it up. Nedry gets a hold of that one. Nedry into the zone, shoots. They get a stick on that. That gets knocked wide. Witherspoon down low. Nedry down low too. Woodbury creating some trouble for them. Here they come up with the puck, and they're trying to organize for a breakout. Long. Nope, that's not going to be an icing. We got a glove on it. We've killed off the 2 penalties in a row. There's now 9:40 left on the clock or so. We're just getting reorganized, trying to get back onto our game plan. Woodbury's got it deep in our zone. Here we go, Newcomb. Newcomb up to Craigness. Craigness is out there now with Newcomb and Nedry. Nedry and Newcomb go for a change. Craigness now jumps out. There's a big opportunity right on the stick of Cohen. Ava grabs that one, fires just a little high and wide. Chapman tries to work that thing in. Craigness out at the blue, keeping that thing in. Craigness chips it down low to Cohen. Cohen near side corner. Cohen looking for an opportunity. Sets up the point. Amy walks in, fires. That one almost goes in. The goalie deflects it up. It was spiraling through the air. Cast a little bit to the right side. Craigness out of the corner. Tries to low up Cohen. They get a stick on that. Cohen's fighting off 2 people. They're working around to the far side. Ballard's there to collect it. Ballard down to Craigness. Craigness comes up out of a pile with that. Woodbury tries to get that out. It's out to Amy. Amy chips it back down towards the net. Cohen knocks it aside. Cohen cycles. Ballard cycling. Decides, sees a seam, tries to work towards the center. Cohen flings, misses on that one. Here comes Ballard. Craigness. Back down to Cohen. Mallory's now on the ice. Cohen working out to the top of the circle. Works it over to Chapman. Chapman, Lou. Lots of traffic there in front. All the way back here. Mallory tries to work that one out. Craigness too. Another penalty coming. There, he's pointing. No, we can't quite see what's supposed to happen. It looks like a penalty. Witherspoon on the draw. Wetland's there on the near side board, trying to get possession. Works it back down to Witherspoon. Witherspoon dangles out. Let's get something set up here. Sweetser. Back down to Olive. Olive kicks it from skate over to her stick. Boylan's in the far side corner. Witherspoon again with the puck. Let's get a shot on goal here soon. Out to Witherspoon. It's there. Nedry, Boylan, and Witherspoon are forwards here. Sweetser and Levy on D. Witherspoon tries to come up with that one. Boylan walks through, chips it towards goal. One minute and 25 seconds remaining in the penalty. White gets removed again. I'm not sure what Olive is doing wrong in this guy's opinion. Boylan wins that faceoff. Back to Witherspoon. Witherspoon works around. Sees Boylan in the corner. Boylan looking for an opportunity. Leaves for Witherspoon. Witherspoon looking for an opportunity. Ooh! They just barely got a stick on that. It's out to Sweetser. Broken play. Goalie gobbles that up. 1 minute and 9 seconds remaining in that penalty. Different power play gets sent out here. Cragness, Sauter, Mallory. I think we got 3 or 4 shots there, so let's see if we can get some more here. Sauter comes up with that off the rugby scrum that occurred after the puck got dropped. Cragness in the corner, working around. Cragness looking for an opportunity. Aims for that upper left-hand corner. Not quite there. Amy stops that out at the point. Back down to Sauter. Sauter fires. That one's a goal. Chip play. 1-0 Edina leads with 6:16 left in the first period. That'll end the power play. Right now the shots are 13-3. Cragness on the draw. Ballard fights through a couple of players. Sees an opportunity. Ooh, caught some iron there. Cohen works it over to Cragness. Cragness tries to chip it over the goalie's glove. Goalie gets a hold of that one. Ballard wheels. Makes her way into the slot. She's got a backhand right off the goalie's mask. Now she gets tangled up with a Woodbury Predator down in the corner. Battling down there. Woodbury comes up with it. 5-on-5 hockey now. They get a textbook break out there. Entering the zone. Newcomb and Witherspoon jump on out. Cohen makes her exit. Nedry's now on the ice. Woodbury's got an opportunity to get a breakout going. Newcomb comes up with that one. Leaves for Nedry. Nedry into the slot. They got a stick on that. Chapman out at the point. Works it back down low. Back up to Chapman. Chapman again chips it down low. Newcomb. Witherspoon gives chase. She gets a stick on that. There's an opportunity to get possession. She does. Works it low again. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in this first period. I think we'll have a clear afterward. Right off of Chapman's shoulder. They come up with that one. She did a great job trying to keep that in. Good D by Levy. Got a stick on that cross ice pass. Nedry here on the near side boards trying to get it out. Levy over to Chapman. Chapman tries to work it up into Newcomb. Newcomb back to Chapman. Boylan jumps on. Boylan chips it forward to herself. Witherspoon keeps that thing in. Witherspoon chips it down low. You can hear their coach saying, send it, send it. Levy working herself around on the far side boards. Mallory works that in. Boylan uses her speed. Gets ahead. Ooh! Centers that thing right to Sauter. Sauter almost had a good chance there. Out to Sweetser. Sweetser fires. 3 minutes and 28 seconds left. Ella gets set. She wins that one back to Mal. Mal skates towards the center. Boylan behind the net now. Gets tied up. Sauter comes up with that one though. Boylan. Check into the person before she gets there. Good job out to Sauter. Ooh! That one just a little bit too much traffic. Amy out at the blue. Keeps it in. Mallory leaves. Just gets a stick on that one. It's off of her chest. There she is working through the middle. Sauter with the inner feet behind the net. Mallory trying to get possession for it. Oh, Woodbury just barely comes up with that. It's there. They're working back. Good back check there. Mallory with Sauter in tow. Mallory flings it there. Cohen jumps on the ice. Mallory goes for a change too. Goalie knocks that one aside. Woodbury here is trying to keep themselves in the game. It's a 1-0 game with 2 minutes and about 15 seconds left in this first period. Sauter comes for a change too. Bally dangling around. She gets tripped. That's going to be a penalty. Craigness has now got it. Lex is quick to the bench. Ooh, Woodbury got a stick on that. I can't believe that they didn't call that. Mallory jumps out now. Woodbury gets a hold of that one with 1 minute and 52 seconds left. I think we're going to have a penalty on Woodbury for tripping number 11. That's a tripping, yep. Sauter, Craigness, and Mallory back out there. Helfrich and Lou as well. Craigness on the draw. We work it back. Sauter calmly moves it out to Amy. They're letting her walk. She fires. Goalie gloves that one. Craigness on the draw again. Mallory. Sauter on the forwards. Helfrich and Lou on the backside. Woodbury wins that one back. They're trying to get it clear. A weird Karam. They got a 2-on-1. Now they got a 1-on-1. Helfrich backs into the zone. Woodbury fires, misses the net. Amy tries to work that up, right up the boards. Ooh, Woodbury comes up with that again. Here we go, Helfrich. Let's calm it down. You still got 1 minute and 27 seconds left on this penalty. Helfrich senses a lane, takes it, drives into the zone. They're giving her the outside. She keeps rolling around the outside. Works it out to the point. Smart decision. Now we get set up. Craigness. Sauter. Dancing in the corner. Craigness tries to load up the slot. Mal down in the corner. Now ties up her person. Only about 45 seconds remaining in this period. They try to ice it. Helfrich gloves that thing down. Craigness over to Sauter. Sauter. Down to Craigness. Out to Helfrich. That one gets tipped in front, knocked aside. 20 seconds left or so in this period. Cragness. Back down to Sauter. Sauter behind the net. Circling. She's still working it around. Cragness looking for opportunity. Out to Amy. Amy fires. That gets knocked aside. 6 seconds left in this period. Cragness comes for a change. Sauter tries to go short side. That's the end of the first period. The Woodbury Predator parents are very excited about the fact that that penalty is almost killed. There's 8 seconds left on the penalty to number 11 from Woodbury. They've only got 10 skaters, so I think as this game goes on, they're going to get increasingly tired. It's Zamboni time now, so I'm going to turn this off, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Okay, here we go for the second period. We're sitting immediately behind the bench. We've got our fans over my right shoulder. Most of the moms are busy checking social media. We start out with the Ballard Cragness Cohen line. Remember, we got about 8 seconds left in the power play, but that's going to expire right about now. We're back to even strength with an icing call. We'll head down to our defensive zone for a face-off to the right of Lex Autumn. Cragness on the draw. Cohen and Ballard out there to help her out. Chapman behind the net. Escapes. Chips up the sideboards to Ballard. Ballard gets that up to Cragness. Cragness and Cohen enter the zone. Right in front of us. Fires. Hits iron. Levy's there to chip it towards the net again. Cragness wins the battle of the puck. Out of the corner. Down to Cohen. They're cycling. Cohen works it out to Amy. Amy fires. Goalie knocks that aside with a pad save. Cragness gets tripped up. No call. She's too good on her skates to get a call there. If she had gone flying, I think there would have been a penalty called. Ballard down low to Cragness again. Cohen plucks that backhand towards the goal. Goalie casts that aside. Mallory's out now, and Sweetser jumps on the ice. Mallory works through the slot, trying to come up with it. Cohen wheels around. Cohen in the corner now. Over to Mallory. Cohen's coming for a change. Mallory tries to chip that towards the goal. They get a stick on that. They fling that out. Weird carom off the glass. It's now available. Sweetser retreats. Up to Mallory. Over to Sauter. It's a 3-on-0. Sauter on the draw. Wins that back to Mallory. Mallory skates over, fires. Rebounds there. There's battle in front. Little type. Sweets are back to collect that. Down to Boylan in the corner. Boylan misses that one. Keeps skating hard. Love to see that. Mal loses the handle. It squirts out towards our D. There's Amy chasing it down. Amy's got 2 in chase. Uses the goal to create some space for herself. Amy works it around. Now Amy is sensing a lane. Goes for it. Enters the zone. Tries to chip that one in. Sauter. Works it over to Mal. Mal out to Boylan in the slot. Boylan tries to come up with that one. They barely get a stick on that. That one gets worked down again. Chip pass. Now Newcomb's got it down low. Witherspoon, Newcomb, and now Nedry jumps out. Here we are trying to work it around. Newcomb dangling. She's got 3 Woodbury players chasing her, and I finally hear one of them shout, "Why are we all down here? Somebody stay high." Nedry in the corner. One of the interesting things about this rink is you can hear almost everything. Nedry's there for the rebound, tries to chip that by, it gets cast aside. With Newcomb behind the net, interfering with their attempt to break out. This one gets worked down. It looks like we've got some Alex Cardinals hanging out on the glass, probably watching this game with interest. If they win their next game, I think we'll see them in the semifinal later this afternoon. Witherspoon works it out. Another iron. That's our second significant post just in the last couple of minutes. Sweetser tries to keep that thing in, does. Newcomb comes for a change. Ballard jumps out. Nedry and Witherspoon trying to get it out of the zone. Sweetser works it over to Ballard. Ballard in stride. Sees an opportunity, works in. Ooh! Ballard, nice shot. Goalie just barely got a piece of that. It jumps over. We've completed a change now, so we've got Cohen, Craigness, and Ballard out there with 11 minutes left in the second period. Ballard down in the near side corner. Works out for Craigness. Craigness chips it forward to Cohen. Craigness speeds into the play. Cohen chips it over the net. They got a stick on that, I should say. The puck just went flying. She had a nice opportunity. Craigness, top of the slot, working around. Sees Cohen along the backside. The goalie gets hold of that one. Craigness. And they get some action over there on the far side. Craigness and Ballard battling for it. Cohen hanging in the slot. Cohen out to Chapman at the point. Chapman, long shot, fires. Rebound. Big rebound, but it got cast aside. Viv works that down. Cohen down to Craigness. Craigness again in the corner. Got a little bit of space there. She's got some space. She dangles around one. Keeps possession. Works it out to Chapman. Chapman works it over to Helfrich. Helfrich fires. Goalie knocks that aside again. 9 minutes remaining, or 10 minutes remaining in this period. Cohen and Craigness working in the corner. Out to Helfrich. Looks like we got a penalty coming. Chapman works that over. It's for Ballard. Ballard fires. Craigness now. Ballard comes for a change. Mal jumps out. We still have possession, so the hand remains raised. It's over to Chapman. Chapman fires. It's almost in. Now we get a whistle. All right, so we got a penalty call. I'm not sure what the penalty was. Witherspoon on the draw. Nedry and Witherspoon both fighting for that one. They try to get that out. It's out to Sweetser out at the point. Sweetser chips it back down. Nedry gets taken out. Woodbury player. Levy cheats down. She's now in the zone. Looking to get set up. She works it over to Boylan. Boylan. Witherspoon now covering the point. Witherspoon calls for that one. Levy. Leaves it for Boylan. Boylan's thinking about where to go with the puck. Doesn't like some of her options. Sees Levy out at the point. Levy works it over to Sweetser. Sweetser walks in. Fires. They cast that one aside. Nedry does a good job getting a hold of that one. Boylan behind the net now. Boylan setting up again. We got to set up. That one gets worked out to the point. Just a little mishandle there. We get a regroup. Maybe off the regroup we can figure out some action here. Nedry walks in, fires, goal. Nice goal. Just as I suggested when a regroup was happening, we're very effective at those regroups, and now we zip down in and put one in right away. 2-0 Edina. 8:15 remaining in this second period. I feel like the college students have figured out a way to run the music, so we can expect some additional music throughout the game. Boylan, a lot of energy there. Forecheck. I like that. Working hard. That one gets worked down to Mal. Mal gets hung up. There's a lot of stick work happening down by the goal. Amy fighting for that one. Ooh, Woodbury comes up with it. Tall over the net. Ugh. Pass up to Mallory. That one gets intercepted. It's over to Mal. Mal chips it forward. Boylan comes for a change. She's out there for the power play and also the first shift after. So understandably, Nedry jumps out. It always takes a little while to get the lines reset. Witherspoon now jumps out. Mal jumps out too, which gets Newcomb. Now we got our lines reset here. 7 minutes remaining in the second period. They get no icing there. Feels like our officials are trying to keep this game moving and the tournament schedule on time. Newcomb, near side boards. Couple of Woodbury Predators chasing them down. I think as this game goes on, we may be able to catch our Woodbury Predators a little tired. This is their third game, and if I haven't observed this yet, I think they've only got 5 extra skaters, so 2 lines in total. There's going to be some opportunities for us to take advantage of that. Helfrich zips down, fires. Ooh, just missed on the far side. Witherspoon was there trying to chip it in. Amy keeps that thing in. Amy works it down low again. Newcomb, great stick. Gets possession, works out. Witherspoon's there. That's a goal. Newcomb does a good job. Frankly, I mean, she's only going to get an assist. And for some reason in the stats in this tournament, they're giving 2 points for a goal and 1 for an assist. Garbage. You ought to be giving 1 to 1. In any event, Newcomb races down there, raises a stick, gets possession. Witherspoon's doing the right thing, calls for the puck in front of the net. She chips it over to her, and it's just a little chip shot. Goalie had very, very little that they could do there to prevent that goal. Good team play. Great job, Hannah Newcomb. Here we go, Cragness and Cohen. It looks like the floodgates might open here, folks. That's another goal. Great job with the 2-on-1. Cragness worked it over to Cohen. Cohen kept going with the same momentum that she had. Sidestepped the goalie and backhanded in casually. It almost looked routine. Battle right along the blue. We're still clean. It is 4-0. 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this second period. Levy retreats a few times. We're still onside. We're probably offside, but like I said, I think these officials are trying to keep these games moving. Ballard, great job fighting through some traffic. Tries to load up Cragness. They get a stick on that. Icing. Here we go. Lex decides, nope, I don't like the icing. This one gets worked up to Boylan. Boylan's got a chance to work in. Goalie does a good job defending that one. Not a lot more you could do there. Boylan tried patience. Patience, patience, patience. Sauter on the draw. Ooh. Amy keeps that one in. We get possession there, work that back, up to Mallory. Mallory tries to chip it over. They just barely get in the way there. Sauter's back to grab that one. I can tell that the Woodbury skaters are starting to get increasingly tired. Wyland tries to dangle around. Doesn't quite get the handle there. There we go again. Mal into the zone. Mal works it over to Ella. Ella winds. Works it down to Mallory in the corner. Mallory plucks it off of there. She's working around again. Witherspoon's on the ice now. Battling for it. Ooh, there's a check. No call. Here goes Newcomb. Wetland works it over to Witherspoon. Witherspoon loads it up. It's behind the net. Witherspoon dangles around one, tries to fire on the short side. Off the back of the net there. Nedry. And Witherspoon comes up, or Woodbury comes up with it again. We don't let him get out of the zone. Woodbury looks exhausted now. We got a change of our forwards. It's now 5-0. Edina leads. Shots are 28-3. Back to Chapman. Chapman up to Ballard. Ballard chips it in. I can't remember when running time starts. It might be 5 goals. It might be 6 goals. Right now it's 5-0. And Woodbury looks like they're slowly getting more and more tired. Keep that one in. Penalty getting called on Ballard. Five nothing. Sauter on the draw. Boylan out there helping with Levy and Sweetser as D as well. Nice saucer pass across by Woodbury. Lex gloves that, no problem. Got to change forwards quick. Mallory and and Michaela jump out. Here goes on our defense. Long shot, knocked aside. That gets knocked around. That's an icing. Helfrich and Lou are jumping out for D. Win that one back. Here comes Lou, bouncing off the boards. Kayla gets a little opportunity. Playing with speed. Kayla battles for the puck in the corner, comes up with that. Here goes Michaela back into our defensive zone. Leaves for Helfrich. Helfrich over to Amy. 47 seconds remaining in this penalty kill. Back to Helfrich. Helfrich off the boards. That's an icing. 38 seconds remaining on the penalty. Cohen and Cragness jump on the ice. Woodbury, long shot. Lex gloves that one. 1 minute and 12 seconds remaining in the second period. 31 seconds remaining in the penalty. Yeah, it's very clear that the college students running the clock have now figured out the music. It's great. Cragness on the draw. There we go. Woodbury out to the point. Point to point. Long shot. Bouncy puck. Gets knocked to the corner. Cohen chases that one down. About 16 seconds left in there. Manage, but it's a 2-on-1 for Edina. Cohen gets tied up from the return pass from Cragness. Cohen works it all the way out. Damie. Helfrich flings it all the way down into the zone. We got 40 seconds left in the period. Still 5-0 Edina leads. Ava Ballard sneaks out there, gets a stick on that one. Keeps possession of that one. Amy along the far side. Kicks it forward to Cragness. Cragness works it over to Ballard. Ballard wheels behind the net. Witherspoon's in. Fires. Nine seconds remain in the period. Witherspoon on the draw. Wins it back to Nedry. Nedry works over. Fires. Misses. Woodbury chips that out. That's the end of the second period. 5-0 Edina leads. I might move our camera again so that we're closer to the offensive zone action. Pretty sure we got a little bit of Morgan Wallen playing now. Later on, I hope to play Name That Tune and Artist with Jay Chapman. I think he's got the 1980s covered, maybe the 1970s too. I think when it gets to late 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, I could hopefully win the battle with Jay Chapman of Name That Tune and Artist. Lex looks like she's calm back in the net. Yesterday I said, "You're really working hard to try to get an assist," and she said, "I'm trying to get a goal." So that's good goalie goals for the Edina Hornets. Boylan, Sauter, Mallory out there. Chapman up to Boylan. Boylan works that forward to Sauter. Sauter tries to come up with Evelyn. Nope. Here comes Woodbury. Right in front of the bench. Keep fighting for the puck. It's right there at the blue line. Sauter down to Boylan. Trying to get it down to Boylan. There's 3 Woodbury Predators there. Boylan gets a handle. Works behind the net. Looking for an out. Works it out to Levy. Levy fires. Ooh. I think Sauter may have got a stick on that too. Chapman, quick shot. Love that idea. She didn't wait to load it up or anything. She just decided I'm going to get after it. Boylan with fast back check. Comes up with that thing. Sauter over to Mal. Mal tries to fire. Just missed on that one. Mal out of the corner. Tries to chip it forward. Boylan's there. Boylan senses the point is wide open. Works it out to Levy again. Levy sees on the back door. Witherspoon cheating in. Almost there. Witherspoon walking around. Out to Levy again. They're leaving our points wide open. Boylan and Mal go for a change. Witherspoon's out there all alone. Here comes Newcomb. They tried to chip it off the glass. That thing does get out. There goes Nedry. Starting behind her own net. Nice little breakout pass. We just barely lose the handle on it. Woodbury comes up with it. 5-0 Edina leads. Shots are 34-5 here. About 13 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the third period. Witherspoon sees Newcomb over on the backside. Hooks her up. That makes it 6-0. Edina leads. Nice pass from Witherspoon over to Newcomb. Newcomb buries it. Witherspoon on the draw now. Nedry heads in. Michaela Nedry is playing like she wants to win the Duluth Icebreakers tournament, I can tell you that. The whole weekend she's had a little pep in her step. I like it. Nedry over to Newcomb, far side. Newcomb getting into our goal scorer from just a minute ago. Getting into the zone. Woodbury comes up with that one. There it is for Sweetser. Sweetser calmly flips it back into the zone. Witherspoon gives chase. We got a couple of our forwards changing. Ballard and Cohen are now out there. Witherspoon looks like she's headed for a change too. Oh, thinks better of it. There we go. Now she senses a good opportunity to go. She goes. Cohen. Cragness. Ballard out there now. Amy works it over to Cragness. Cragness tries to chip it forward. Little battle around the blue line. Excuse me, the red line. That's going to be icing. Unless you're playing in beer league, you have to get it to the red line before you can dump it in. If you're playing in an old man's beer league, sometimes you have a blue line icing rule. There's no question we are still playing with the red line. So, for those loyal listeners, we probably have a game tonight at either 5:30 or 5:45. Right here back at the deck with the same viewing angle, same quiet rink. That will be a semifinal game, and if things go as anticipated, it is likely to be against the Alex Cardinals. Amy chips that thing in. Ooh, there's a little opportunity for Cragness right in front. 6-0 Edina leads against the Woodbury Predators. Strange carry off the boards. Predators try to load that up. They've got it 2-on-1. Sweetser gets a hold of that one, though, and works it back down low. Sweetser working in. Fires. Goalie fumbles that one, but knocks it aside anyway. Cohen dangling out of the corner. Sees Mallory on the backside. Goalie gloves that one. Bobbles it a little bit, but still there's a whistle because that gets gobbled up. We're in running time now. 11 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. The shots are 37-5. Ella Sauter, Mallory, Boylan out there. I think the official is talking to the goalie for some reason. Okay. Looks like they're drawing up a play. Back to Helfrich. Helfrich over to the other point. That gets knocked on goal. We got to... Woodbury walks in on that one. Let's just keep it running time, folks. There we go. We're working it out. Elfrich thinks better of the breakout opportunity over there. Works it behind the net. Chapman now. Woodbury creating some pressure. Almost an opportunity. One of those far side reach passes. Nedry battling back. Chapman works it over. Elfrich quickly up. Woodbury gets a stick on that. Olive Witherspoon's back to help. Chips it forward. We just barely miss. It's not going to be an icing. Good. Clock keeps running. 8 minutes, 45 seconds remaining. Nedry tries to load up Witherspoon. A little tangled up behind the net. Woodbury ices that thing. In a running time game, if they want to keep icing it, we'll keep letting them. 6-0. 38-5 in terms of shots. Cragness on the draw. Works it back. Cohen fires. Cragness again on the draw. 8 minutes on the clock. Cragness dangles around one. Chips it down to Cohen. Lots of people chasing Cragness there. Cohen flips that one. I don't know how that didn't go in. It looked like it was going in from this angle. Out to Sweetser at the point. Sweetser works, fires. Goalie gets a glove on that. This goalie's glove's pretty good. She seems to rely on it, but lots of glove work. Seven minutes and 15 seconds on the clock. Out to Sweetser at the point. Sweetser works it back down. Mal gets that one. Mal tries to load it up in front. Oh, Boylan works it over to Sauter. Just barely fanned on that one. I think somebody got a stick on her. Levy does a good job on defense there. Now Levy headed down the ice. Sensed an opportunity. Sees Mal on the back door. That one gets blocked. Goalie gobbles that up. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left. A little back and forth hockey. Boylan gets in there to make sure they can't get a breakout. Working along the near side boards. Jacking around a couple of people. Works in. Fires. Ooh, they just barely got a stick on that thing. Again, more energy. Creating pressure all around. Lots of Woodbury tangles up down in the corner. It's out there at the point. That gets flinged on net. Oh, Mal almost chips that thing in. Levy dangles around, looking for an outlet pass. Sees Sweetser. Sweetser works it up. Witherspoon circles, looking for a way through. Nedry behind the net. 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this running time game. The shots are now 42-5. Witherspoon tries to pull it out in front. They just barely get a stick on that. I think Woodbury, while they are not skating as hard, they're doing a good job getting sticks right in there as we're trying to shoot. 5 minutes remaining in the period and in the contest. Our two penalty box attendants are nearly dancing in their seats. And the official is too, if you look carefully. Cragness dancing around, thinks about loading up the front. Oh! Like I said, there's just enough traffic. We're beating them with our skates. Woodbury's doing a good job getting sticks on pucks when we're trying to get a shot off. This goalie's also playing quite well, given the number of shots she's faced. Another iron. That's our third or fourth. Woodbury comes up with that, tries to do his own exit. They get it all the way down. Helfrich collects that, circles. Helfrich circles again. Retreats behind her own net, dekes somebody out. That kid ends up on the ice. Up to Cohen. Cohen trying to split the D, fighting through. Could be a penalty called. It's not going to be a penalty called when it's a running time game. Cragness in the corner. Jockeying out. Long shot. That one gets gloved. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. Sauter on the drop. Boylan and Mallory out there to help. Lots of action there. Right behind the net. Sauter comes up with that one, though. Senses Mallory down low. Woodbury tries to come up with that one. Boylan gloves that under her own. From foot to skate, or skate to stick. Here's an angle. You got somebody on the back door. Oh, just barely didn't get there. Mallory working out again. That one's out to Chapman. Chapman fires. Goalie gloves it. 2 minutes and 45 seconds remain. 6-0 game. More shots. 47-5. Not unlike the other day. I think it would be a statement if we just had 50 shots. It also makes it a little bit easier to figure out this goalie's goal save percentage. So let's get a couple more shots here in the last 150 seconds of this game. Levy tries to get that one on net. That one was a bouncy puck. It gets chipped out of the zone. Levy retreats. Not quite connect with Newcomb, but Newcomb got a stick on it, so it's not going to be an icing. Over to Nedry. Oh, almost. All right, guys, I want 3 more shots. Let's see if you can get it. Let's see if you can do it. Witherspoon and Nedry battling in the corner. The tired Woodbury Predators are still fighting with us to try to get some puck possession and try to get it out of their defensive zone. Newcomb races over to interfere with that. Levy keeps that one out of our zone. That one gets chipped all the way down. That's not going to be an icing. 90 seconds remaining in this contest. Levy from behind her goal line races out, senses a lane. She's got a bunch of tired Woodbury players in front of her. Tries to get it over to Newcomb. They get a stick on that. Newcomb retreats. Cohen is now on the ice. Witherspoon tries to hook her up. Not quite there. Ava Ballard races in. Woodbury ices that one. That's going to be nearly the end of our game. With 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining, the shots remain 47-5. The score is 6-0. And as I indicated previously, this will allow your Edina Hornets to move on to the semifinal. There will be one game today against the winners of each of the pools. There's 3 15A pools, plus 1 wild card. That's to be determined. And then tomorrow we will have just one game at championship. I think that one's over at Amsoil. The game this afternoon is at the deck. 20 seconds remain. Just a few ticks left. Ballard comes up with that one. Let's just keep us out of our zone. 10 seconds remaining. We have 48 shots to 5. It's a 6-0 game. Woodbury Predators. Here's a chance for Cragness. She gets tripped. 5 seconds. 3. That's it. Thanks for watching. I'm sure we'll try to get it going again this afternoon. Thank you.